Hello everybody, this video is for my kinder, first grade, and second grade friends. Today we're going to talk about underhand and overhand throwing. Throwing is a really important skill. It's going to help you do a lot of fun sports like baseball, football, a lot of the games we play in PE, like playing dodgeball or capture the flag or all sorts of things that require throwing. Okay, so an underhand throw is where we step forward and we swing our arm underneath our waist and our belly, and we're going to release it low so it comes forward. Okay, this is my sock, by the way, and you can use one at home too to practice with. Okay, this is the same thing we used last week in PE class. An overhand throw, you're going to make big arms, and you're going to step with the opposite foot and throw it over your head, and you're going to release it up high as you follow through. So we're going to go through these step by step. Excuse me if I keep walking out of the screen to get the sock. We're going to start with an underhand throw, kindergarten friends. And first thing you need to know for an underhand throw is that you need to step with the opposite foot. Same as an overhand throw. We never want to step with the same foot. Try to get the right angle here. And we'll try this way. So I'm a right-handed person. If you're facing the same way I'm facing, this is your right hand. So put your right hand up with me and say right hand. This is the right side of your body, and you have your right hand and your right leg. On this side, if you're facing the screen, and you're looking at my back, this is your left hand. This is your left leg. This is your left side of the body. And whatever hand you write your name with, if you put a pencil or a crayon in this hand, that's the one you should be throwing with. If you write with your left, then that's the hand I want you throwing with. I'm right-handed. Most people are right-handed, but some aren't. So if you're left-handed at home, remember, don't do the same hand as Mr. Kress. All right, so we need to learn to step with our opposite foot on an underhand throw. I'm going to put the ball, or in this case a sock, in my hand, and I'm going to, since I'm right-handed, I'm going to step with the opposite leg. Opposite means different. The opposite of right is left. The opposite of left is right. Okay? And I'm going to swing that arm, underneath my belt, and I'm going to release it low. If I release it really high up, it's going to go up in the air. And I don't want that. I want it to go forward. I don't want to release it down too low because then it's just going to go into the ground. I want it to go forward when I do my underhand throw. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to swing my arm behind me and step forward at the same time and release it to go forward. Okay? I'm going to turn to my back to you guys so you can see this the way you would be thinking about it and doing it. And you are going to, excuse me while I adjust a few things here so I have room to step. Everyone see that? I think we're good. All right. So I'm going to swing underneath, step with my left, and release it. And you can do the same thing at home if you're near a wall. Make sure you have your parents' permission. I don't want you to break something. Use the life skill of common sense. I don't want accidents or broken items in your house. We're going to step with the opposite foot and release. Okay? And we're going to step with the opposite foot and release. This is our underhand throw that we're practicing. Remember, when you throw underhand, you want to release about even with your hip right here, with your stomach. You don't want to release the sock way up here or way down here. You want to release in the middle as you step, and then you get a nice straight throw. Let's look at it again from this angle, friends. I'm going to swing behind me gently. I'm not throwing really hard. You'll notice I'm not whipping the sock. I'm just more interested in you doing it correctly right now. Step and throw. Okay, very good. Feet back together. And we're going to swing our arms, step with the opposite foot, and throw. Let's practice this together a bunch of times. Let's take 1 minute, and let's practice. Okay, it's nice that I'm so close to the wall. I don't have to chase my sock, and the sock is not doing any damage to the wall. Don't throw anything hard at the wall like a baseball or, I don't know, a toy or a rock. Those would all be very bad ideas. Make sure that you're just throwing something nice and soft against your wall. All right, let's practice this a few more times. Make sure that we are stepping with the opposite foot each time. Try to hit the same spot on the wall as you do this. About 15 more seconds of these, maybe get 2 or 3 more in. Very good. Okay. And it's time to work on our overhand throw, friends. This is a lot trickier than underhand throw, and you're going to use this a lot more when you're playing games and sports. Okay? So, first thing I always tell my kids when they're learning to throw is you want to look at your target. Okay, so I'm going to look over here. My target's going to be this wall. You can't see it, but there's a wall right here. And I'm going to make big arms. Sometimes I call them eagle arms. But big arms, and the hand that's not throwing is pointing at my target. In this case, it's the wall. So notice, I'm not facing the wall with my belly button pointing towards the wall and my shoulders pointing towards the wall. I'm actually sideways to the wall. I'm throwing this way. So I'm going to look at my target. I'm going to make big arms. And I'm going to step with that opposite foot again that we talked about. And I'm going to bring it over my head and throw up top. And that's all we're going to talk about for now. We're going to practice that step by step with each other. And I'm going to turn this way so you can follow along. Remember, I'm right-handed. I throw with this hand. So I want, if you're left-handed, your throw is going to look opposite. You're going to go this way, and you're going to throw that direction. My right-handed friends, if you write with this hand, you're going to make your big arms, and you're going to step and throw this direction. Okay, let's try this without a sock first so we're not chasing it around. I'm more interested in you stepping with the correct foot and doing all the parts of the throw correctly. So our feet are apart. We don't want to start with them together. You want your feet a little bit apart, about as wide as my shoulders here. And I'm going to pretend to hold the ball in my throwing hand. I'm going to start with my hands together. I'm going to make my big arms. I'm looking. This time my target's on this side. I'm looking. My hand is pointing at it. And I'm going to step and throw at the same time. Looking at my target the whole time and then throwing. Bringing it back. Big arms. We're all practicing this together. Step and throw. Very good. Bring it back. Make sure your feet are a little bit apart. Bend your knees. Don't stand with straight legs. And I'm going to make big arms, pointing at my target. Step and throw. Notice I always turn towards my target. When I finish, my belly button is pointing towards my target. I'm also looking at my target. And follow through. Again, hands in front, big arms, looking and pointing at my target. And I step and throw. Let's do that again. Feet apart, hands together. Big arms, step and throw. Again, put your ball. I'm holding the ball like this in front of my chest. I'm pretending. But my sock or the ball I'm holding right here, okay? And then I'm making big arms, step and throw. Another thing I do is I bend my arm, my throwing arm. When I throw, I don't do this. I don't throw it with a straight arm. I bend this arm. This is called a 90-degree angle. And I step and I throw it over my head. Remember, I want to release. I want to release up here above my head. I don't want to release the sock or the ball down here because then it's going to go right at the ground. I don't want to release it too high when I throw. I don't want to release it up here because then it's going to go really high. And I want to throw the ball or the sock in a straight line, okay? So let's go through it again one more time without a sock, and then we're going to practice with a sock, and I'm going to give you a challenge to do at home with maybe your family to get better at your throwing, your overhand throwing. All right, well, let's practice again, and this time when I make my big arms, I'm going to bend my arm like this. Okay, I'm going to bend my arm, and as I step, notice I'm going to turn my body into my target and throw. Okay? All right. If you're a kindergartner, just make sure you step with the correct foot. That's the big thing. If you throw with this arm, you step with the opposite side of your body's leg. Okay, I don't want to see the same side. All right, we don't want to see the same side. That's incorrect. The biggest, most important thing right now, kinder and first, is that you step with the opposite foot. Okay, all right. Now that we've figured out which hand we throw in, we're going to hold that ball, the imaginary ball here, make our big arms, make sure it's bent. Okay? And we're going to step with our opposite foot, turn towards our target, and throw. Let's keep practicing that. Hold that ball or sock right here. Big arms, bent arm, step, and throw. Very good. Let's do it again. Hold the ball right here. Big arms, bend the throwing arm, bring it above the head, bring it back here. Step and throw. Very nice. And as you get better and stronger, kindergarten first, and you're going to be able to do the whole motion faster and more powerful, okay? Faster and more powerful. All right, here we go. Feet apart, big arms, step and throw. Let's keep doing this, get our practice in. Step and throw. If any parents are at home, it's awesome if you can help your kids so they're not making the same mistakes over and over again. Hopefully they're not. I'll try to help as I can. That's why I pre-record these things so I can stop and help kids learn these things, these skills correctly. Obviously, learning on the internet is not an ideal way to do this, guys. Hope you're following along with me. Remember, big arms. I'm going to bend my throwing arm, step and throw. Bring it back. Big arms, going to bend that throwing arm, step and throw. My son, he's 4, and my daughter, she just turned 7 yesterday. When they throw, sometimes they get silly and happy and they're not looking, and they just throw it. And it goes over dad's head or on the ground or somewhere it's not supposed to. Always look at your target. Aim for the shirt. If you're playing catch with your mom or your dad, aim for their shirt. Aim for the shirt. Okay, that's a good place to aim for. Center of their body. All right, so now we're going to get our sock. We're going to practice throwing against a wall. If you don't have a safe place to throw, don't throw. Don't use the sock. You don't have to. Make sure it's okay with your parents, okay? And you're going to aim for a spot on your wall here. And we are going to make big arms, step, and throw it. And I'm looking at the wall, and I hit about the same height as my chest right here, and that's where I want it to go, okay? I'm going to get my sock. We're going to practice this a few times, and then I'm going to have you challenged to do something at home. All right, we're going to hold the sock, big arms. I'm going to bend my throwing arm here, and I'm going to step, twist, and throw. And notice how I followed through. My arm, I released up here, and I twisted my body and followed through on my throw. That's how you get a nice, strong throw. But right now, it's more important that we step with the correct foot and throw correctly. So big arms, step, and throw. Okay? Nice thing about the sock is I can't mess up my wall. Here we go. Big arms, step, and throw. Very nice. How about 3 more times? Okay, we're going to practice together. Big arms, I'm looking at my target, step, and throw. Okay, 2 more times. Feet apart. Big arms, going to bend my throwing arm. I'm looking and pointing at my target. Step and throw. All right, here we go. Big arms, bent legs, going to bend my back arm. Step and throw. Very nice, kindergarten, first and second grade. Hopefully we're stepping with the correct foot. What I want you to do is I challenge you sometime between this week and next week. I want you to practice with an adult or a brother or sister. Practice your overhand throwing. Socks are great, okay? You can back up from each other. Practice your overhand throwing. Make sure you're throwing with the opposite foot. That's the most important thing, is that you throw, let me face the camera, that you throw with your opposite foot. Sorry, step with your opposite foot, and you throw and release above your head. I'm looking at my target, which is the camera, and I'm releasing up there, okay? So I would start here, turn, and throw. All right? Bring it back, turn, and throw. So I want you to practice for 15 minutes at least with someone this week. Have some fun. Find something to throw. It could be socks. It could be a ball. Anything you've got around the house that's soft. A beanbag. You can practice your underhand or your overhand throw. If you don't have someone to practice with, get a chair and maybe a water bottle. I got a couple right here. You could put a water bottle on a chair. I got a chair, as it happens to be right here too. So I have my chair. I'm going to put a water bottle right there. Okay. Now this is kind of low for me, but you guys are a little shorter, so it might be a good target for you. You could also take a laundry basket, which I don't happen to have in front of me, so it'll sit a little higher up here. You could put a laundry basket on a chair, and it'd be right about there. And you can back up, and you can practice your overhand throw. I'm going to come over here, and you can try to knock it down. Oh, no, I missed. But that's okay. So you can practice that at home, too, if you don't have someone that can throw with you. Alrighty. Kindergarten, first, and second grade friends, this is our overhand throw PE lesson. Don't forget to do workout number 3 on my YouTube channel. It is labeled workout week 3 or week 3 workout, I believe. And inside that week 3 workout, somewhere at the bottom of the screen is printed a workout word, and you need to find it. And we're going to talk about it in class. We're going to talk about it in class, just like we talked about our workout word this week. All right, kindergarten, first and second grade, work on those over and underhand throws. Take care. Miss you guys. Have a great day.